Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Glen. My name's Glenn, and I like to share with you what I learn in the world of cryptocurrency as I go through it. So in today's video, I want to show you some evidence of why I believe Bitcoin's about to 10x. And also, I'm going to be giving you guys free Bitcoin. That's right, I'm going to be giving you free Bitcoin, no purchase required, no money needed. So hopefully, at least 10 of you are going to join me on this journey that I believe that we're about to go on. So I'm going to give you the details for all of that. But first, let's have a little look at what's been happening to Bitcoin in the last 24 hours. So before we get into the price of Bitcoin, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's been smashing up the like button, and also to the new people that have been joining my channel and clicking the subscribe button. It took me a while to get to 1,000 subscribers, then it took quite a while to get to 2,000. But now we're talking about me potentially hitting 3,500 within the next, I would say, month or so. So hopefully by July, we're going to be at 3,500 subscribers. So please, please, please make sure you go down and smash that like button for me. And if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe. Really do appreciate it. If you want to join in the chat with me and the guys that have always been a part of Team Glen, there's no shilling, no scams. It's just a Telegram group that you can join and chat about anything cryptocurrency. The link is in the description down below. So click that link and follow the Telegram prompt. Or you can follow me on Twitter at BitGlen. And they're the main ways that you can communicate with me. If not, just comment down below. Right, that's enough of me shilling my social media stuff. Let's have a little look at the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently at $37,200, which is awesome because we have seen Bitcoin go down to about $34,000. And a lot of people are freaking out, and lots of people saying, oh, this is it. We're going to go down to 15K, 20K, 25. I've heard a lot of different price calls in the last 48 to 36 hours. So yeah, it's getting a bit crazy out there. Ethereum at 2,600, and I think the real winner at the moment is Dogecoin. Dogecoin's just under 40 cents, and it's pumped 23.1% in the last 24 hours. So that is huge compared to Bitcoin's 2%. And I think this is going to be a trend that we're going to see continue for the rest of this year. I think Dogecoin is going to far outpace at this level, at these levels where they're at now. I think Dogecoin is going to far outdo anything that Bitcoin and Ethereum do. Now, saying that, I believe that Bitcoin is about to go on a 10x run. But I can't honestly say what is going to happen with Dogecoin. It has a completely different model in terms of inflation. There's a lot more hype and marketing currently around Dogecoin that's done by the community to be you got all the TikTokers, all the YouTubers, all the and then you've got Elon Musk, one of the richest, most powerful, influential people in the world right now, saying that he's going to work with the development team. So when he starts to pump that bad boy, because he feels it's the best coin out there, we're going to see Dogecoin. And it's just hit 40 cents. So that is big. It just pumped another 24%. So Dogecoin, I think, is going to be the real winner of this next cycle. But am I putting money into it? I will put some money into it very shortly. But my main goal was to obviously put as much as I can afford into Bitcoin at this stage in my life. Now, you guys may know that I actually bought 1.2 Bitcoin last year. I bought when the price was around $8,000, and I cashed it out when it was considerably higher. So I'm happy about that. I use that money to buy a bigger home and in a nicer area. So it's give my whole family a better quality of life. So I will forever be grateful to the Bitcoin gods out there that I got in when I did and I cashed out when I did. Now, you could say, well, Glenn, do you wish you'd held on to it? Partly yes, but then we wouldn't be where we are now. Yeah, we could have bought somewhere later with obviously the more money that I would have made, but that wasn't not a guarantee, and that I didn't know what was going to happen a year ago. So I'm very grateful for where I am and what's happened so far. But for the last 6 to 8 months, I have had a lot of FOMO. I've had a lot of fear of missing out. And I've really tried to train myself over the last 4 years. I've been through many hype cycles, lots of FOMO, lots of fear, lots of selling, panic selling. I've been through all of that, not just once, but several times in the time that I have been doing this. And I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years. There's some people out there that have been doing it for 10 years, which is crazy. I don't know how they've held on for so long. But now I'm starting to train myself, right? Okay, I'm going to wait for a correction or a dip. Now, that dip has come in the last week or so. I've seen Bitcoin go from 60,000. If we go over to the charts, I use Prime XBT. We've seen that the high here, according to their platform, was 64,831. And the low was 29,900. So that's more than 50% drop from the high to the low. And since we had that low, it got bought up really quick. It literally only stayed that price. I was recording it at the time. We was watching the price all go down together. The price was there it went down to 30k for like half an hour and it got bought straight up. And then since then, we've seen it test almost that level again, got bought straight up, and now we're consolidating. I'm telling you, watching this video, this is not financial advice, but this is my opinion. So in Glen's opinion, this is the best time this year you're going to have to buy into crypto. Now, it may go down. I don't do technical analysis. It may go down further. We may see 28k, 25k. But forgetting that, this period of it being cheap, I believe that Bitcoin is about to 10x. So all of these price targets at the moment, to me, are irrelevant. I'm not making any buy or sell trades right now. So they're completely irrelevant to me. If you are trading this area, then good luck to you. But it's my belief that we're about to go. And I'm going to show you some evidence of why I believe that. But before I do, I just want to talk a bit about the giveaway that I'm going to be doing this Sunday. So I'm going to be doing a live stream like I did last week on Sunday night. I'm going to have a couple of beers with me as well. And hopefully I won't be as tired as I was last week. But Prime XBT reached out to me and they said, Glen, we'd like to, you've mentioned our platform before, you've done co-vesting reviews, we've been very happy with your content. We would like to offer you some payment to talk about our platform. And I said, is there something I can do where I can give that money away to the viewers, to the guys that have followed me the longest? I would rather earn zero money myself and give it to the guys. And they said, well, you can just, we'll pay you and you just give the Bitcoin away. And I said, okay. And then they come up with this idea of, they've given me 10 codes. Now, these codes, you watching the video on Sunday, you will be able to go onto Prime XBT, register for an account, and you will be able to copy and paste this code into the platform and redeem the code, and you will receive $50 worth of Bitcoin for free. Now, there's no obligation. You do not have to make a purchase. You do not have to deposit any money onto the platform. You will receive $50 for free. I can't emphasize that enough because I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that say, oh, use the referral link down below, you get 100% sign up bonus. That's if you deposit £100, they'll match it, but you won't be able to withdraw any of your money off. You have to keep the full 100 on there. This is $50 for free. Now, if you do not smash that like button up at this point, I'm offering people that are watching cryptocurrency content free Bitcoin. I don't know why you're here. You should just go because I'm offering you free Bitcoin. And I want to say a massive thank you to Prime XBT for offering me this opportunity to do that for you guys. Obviously, I could just take the money myself and just talk about Prime XBT, but I wanted to say thank you to Team BitGlen. I want the people that watch my live streams typically are interested in me as a content creator and me as a person, as opposed to just Bitcoin content, because there's plenty of other YouTubers out there that do a lot better job than me, more regular, higher visuals, better audio. So the people that actually watch my content watch it, I would like to think, because they are invested in my journey into crypto. And I think that we're about to go on an explosive journey right now. And I want you guys to join that with me. Whether you can afford it or not, I'm offering you free Bitcoin. So this is what I'm thinking. Now, you can choose to receive that free Bitcoin and just leave it on the platform and it just stays the price it is. And that way, it doesn't matter if the price goes up or down. You can't be liquidated. No one's going to take it off of you. But if you do decide to make a buy trade, and I'm not suggesting you do 100 times leverage, because you can do 100 times leverage on this platform, but I would recommend you don't, because the chance are you're going to lose. But it's my belief that we're about to go on a huge run. So I've got about £3,000, which is about $4,500, invested into Bitcoin. That's as much as I could scramble together without getting into sort of credit debt, you know, and I didn't want to do that. So this is the most amount of money that I could put in at this point in my life. And I'm going to be making a trade as soon as it's confirmed that we're starting to pump upwards and back up to sort of like the 60k level. I will be putting in a long or a buy trade on Prime XBT to hopefully maximize the return on that pump. That's my plan. Now, I believe we're about to go 10x. Again, I'll show you some evidence in a second. I'll get to it soon. So I could put in a long right now and just leave it for the remaining of this year. And I believe it will do very, very well. But we are going to have points of volatility. We're going to have days where Bitcoin drops 30%. We're going to have days where it drops 50%. I believe that with all my heart. And there will be days where, depending on when you bought in, you will get liquidated and you'll think, ah, that's all my Bitcoin gone. And then Bitcoin will continue to keep going up and you'll think, I've lost all that Bitcoin. And for me to buy in now I've got to buy in at 80k level. I've got to buy in at 120k level. And then you'll think, oh no, and then you'll miss the ride. So I probably won't be doing any buy trades any higher than sort of 2 to 3x. That's my max. And I'm going to ride that out probably up to 100k, and I'd cash out around 95 or something like that, but still remaining with my Bitcoin position. It's my belief that this is the best time to do it. So not only am I giving you free Bitcoin when Bitcoin's at a very high price anyway, I'm giving it to you when I believe this is the best time to get involved in Bitcoin. This is the time of the rest of this year. This is going to be the one point that people will look back on. You'll watch content in 4 months' time and they'll say, oh yeah, do you remember when before summer Bitcoin dropped to 30k? And everyone will go, I wish I'd bought in at that level. But we're here now. And at the time, everyone panicking. Everyone's like, oh no, it's going to go to 15k. It's going to go to 20k. And it may do, but who cares? We'll buy more of it. This is going to be the best time of this year, 2021, to buy Bitcoin. That's my opinion. I'm going to stick with it. That's what I'm going with. What have I got to back that up? Again, before we get onto the next topic, I just want to say a huge thank you to Prime XBT. I'm going to tag them in this video when I upload it onto Twitter and that. So huge thank you. If you want to sign up to Prime XBT, I would say just wait until Sunday and then I'll give you that code. If you want to create an account with Prime XBT, you don't have to deposit anything, so it costs you nothing. And I think the only things they ask for are your email address, and then you create a password and maybe some other details, maybe a phone number, I can't remember. And that's it. That's all you need to create an account. Don't need no passport, driving license. So literally every single one of you watching this can take part in it because it's I don't think it's restricted, and you don't need to pass any criteria. So depending on your regions and what laws there are, I believe as long as you use a VPN or something, everyone can take part in this. So create an account so you're ready to go. Sunday during my live stream, I will give away 10 codes that I've been given. Those codes will be worth $50 of Bitcoin each. So in total, I'm giving you guys $500 worth of Bitcoin completely free of charge. Now, if you hold that Bitcoin to where I think we're going, it could be worth $500 each. So that means in theory, we could be giving away $5,000. So, but who knows? Who knows? But in today's money, it's worth 500. So thank you to Prime XBT. Before we move on to the next subject, I want to say a huge thank you to them, and I'll tag them in this video. Right, so what evidence have I got? Now, you guys know that I've talked about the stock to flow model ratio several times over the last few years. Now, when I first got into cryptocurrency, I always believed that Bitcoin would eventually get to $100,000. Why did I think that? Now, I didn't know the stock to flow model existed. I didn't know who Plan B was. I didn't know Tone Vays existed. You know, I was new into the space. But when we were talking, and me and Team Glen, and we were throwing ideas at each other, I just looked at the market cap of gold at the time, and I thought, God, if Bitcoin got even just 10% of what gold is worth, which I believe that Bitcoin's a better version of gold, then you would divide how much market cap that would give, and then divide it by how many coins there were currently in circulating supply. And I think it came to a figure like $160,000 or 130. So then I just downplayed it in my head, because I thought, at the time, bearing in mind Bitcoin was like $4,000 when I first got involved, I was like, it sounded ridiculous to say it, but I was like, I believe that Bitcoin eventually, in my lifetime, will reach $100,000. So I've always had that figure in my head. Then fast forward a couple of years, obviously I was introduced to the stock to flow model ratio by Plan B. Again, an awesome collection of data and visualization. I'll try and get my words out in something that we can all understand. So I'm not going to go through the full ins and outs of it and explain what the stock to flow model is. But if we look at this white line that's going up in steps formation, that is what the price should be if the stock to flow model was all mathematical and you took out all human and trading emotion. It was purely just a robot that said price of Bitcoin should be this because the demand is this divided by how many exchanges there are, yada, yada, yada. That is what the price should look like. Now, if we look at this chart here, you can see here that the price is running along currently at a $10,000 level. And then because there's just been a Bitcoin halving, obviously about 6 to 8 months ago, we see that there's a rapid increase, a steep incline in price. Now, we're at that level now. And we have seen Bitcoin rise all the way up to $60,000. So not quite there, but we aren't finished yet. The rest of this year is still yet to come. Now, these colours represent how far away it's been since the last halving, so forget the colours for now. But each one of these dots, one of these circles, represents where the price finished at the end of that month. So you can see here we've just had a 50% drop, and that's that orange dot there. So are we going to get to up here? Well, let's look at history. For the last 3 pump cycles, we have seen the price outperform where the white lines should be. But then we've seen it rapidly decline and go below it. And that's happened all 3 times. But then it has slowly crept up and then followed that line, oddly enough. Now, why would it do that? You'll say, well, Glenn, if the model is correct, surely it should just go up. But it should follow that exactly. But no, these dots represent human trading. So this means when the price is shooting up, Humans think, oh my God, this is never going to end. It's going to keep going up. I'm going to be a millionaire by the end of this week. Oh my God, I'm going to put more money into it, more money into it. And the price just skyrockets. Then when it starts to drop off, people panic and they think, oh my God, I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to lose I need that money to pay for my car. I need that money to pay for my rent this month, yada, yada, yada. Yet when it was going up, they were like, oh, let's put more money into it. So it's human emotion, and you can't factor that in when you're predicting the price of something, because you have to, and this is why a lot of traders, and I understand why now, I never understood why they always used to say things like this, but they will say things like my best case scenario, my worst case scenario, because depending on human emotion at that time when it's going up, so they can say, okay, I predict that the price is going to go up to $10, but with human emotion involved in that, it could go anything up to $13, $14, or it could drop all the way back down to sort of $7, $8. So that's something to bear in mind when you're looking at price charts and predictions and stuff like that. You have to factor in emotions. How does the retail guy feel when he's just lost 50%? How does the retail guy feel when he's just gained 50%? And those are very different emotions, and they will result in very different outcomes. So we have human emotion being tracked here, but also mixing in with that human emotion is still the fact that every time there's a Bitcoin halvening, there is half the amount of Bitcoin to go around. That means that all the exchanges, all of these platforms, all of these lending platforms that are now coming out of the woodwork, people are getting mortgages with Bitcoin, all of these things, there is less of it. So that means that something has to give. So therefore you have a mixture of human emotion mixed in with a decreasing supply. Now we are currently on a dip, but it's my belief that we are going to head way above this white line, like we have done for the last 3 cycles. Because once it starts to go up, people will think, oh my God, Bitcoin's going to $1 million. Oh, if I just keep holding it, I'm going to be a millionaire. That is what is going to happen. You're going to see it on news. You're going to see it on TV programs. You're going to see newspaper articles. You're going to see Facebook links. You're going to, all of this stuff. And everyone's going to get caught up in it. And everyone's going to say, oh, you know, Glenn, he's just made 100 grand with Bitcoin. And people go, oh, I better buy some Bitcoin. And they're going to download Coinbase and they're going to buy more Bitcoin. And the price is going to go up. And then they're going to think, oh, hang on a minute, it's peaked and it's going down. Oh, I better cash out. And then we're going to see it dramatically drop back down. And I think we are heading, according to this chart, if we was to follow the last 3 cycles, we should be ending up around about here, which obviously this is very general. I'd have to zoom right in, but we're talking around, according to this, around the $500,000 per Bitcoin to sort of $700,000 per Bitcoin. And then we're going to see it dramatically drop back down. And according to this white line, we're then going to sort of end up around about the $300,000 to $500,000 per Bitcoin. That is why I believe that it's going to have a 10x. It could potentially have more than a 10x. It could 20x from where we are now. But depending on when you sell, because we won't know when the end is going to come. So when eventually it drops, that is when you're going to sell. Let's say you sell at the bottom end of that dip. I think there's a 10x potential here from where we are right now. So this has remained true. Now you may say, well, hang on a minute. This has broken the trend. Now, if we look at in the past, you can see that when it first started, it just shot straight up. Obviously, that was when it was at 0 and it's gone straight up with the green little dots. But then when we saw the second cycle, it had red dots going straight up. And if you look closely, you'll see that it actually had a 50 to 60% drop then, that orange circle there. Now, that looks exactly like what is happening here. But then we saw it just shoot straight up past where it should have been, and then we saw it even itself out over a few years, all the way up to 2017, where I got involved in crypto. So this is sort of my time where I came in, and obviously again we saw the price going up. We saw some dip, so you can see there's a circle here that it actually dipped in price and then it went straight back up. And then we saw it even itself out, and now we're seeing it starting to go up, and we've had a dip. If that pattern continues to be true, we should see a very volatile move to the upside and hit around $300,000 per Bitcoin. If that's what you want to hear, smash that like button up. If you don't want to hear that, I don't know why you're here. Now, to back this up, we also have the stock to flow bands that Plan B has put out there. So I'll read you this little statement that he put on his Twitter. Second bounce off the lower band of stock to flow model. Will the stock to flow break? Or will this turn out to be an excellent buying signal? I know multiple hedge funds that are actually trading this Bitcoin stock to flow model. So once people start to trade this model, it will become a self-fulfilling prophecy, because people just think, right, this has been happening for the last 10 years. It's continuing to do it. So, right, when it gets to 300k, we'll sell, and it will even itself out even quicker than the previous cycles, because everyone will start to trade what is being put in this data. Despite that, we can't formally use coin integration test because stock to flow ratio isn't random. So if we have a look at this banding chart here, we can see that in the past, this has been, once it dips into this sort of lower region, you can see there's a dark blue area with a black line going through it, and then it has this lighter band around the edges. So you've got sort of like your best case and your worst case scenarios within those bands. And if we have a look at previous history, it has gone below the blue band, so it can happen again. But then we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then it goes off that. So even within this small area, we have seen 10 times that when it hits this lower band, it has been the perfect time to buy Bitcoin for that current level, wherever it may be. Forgetting the price, it has been the best time to buy. So if we go back to the very first one, you can see down here, hopefully you can see that, it shot just straight up and it followed that black line. Then it had a dip. It hit the lower band, it shot straight back up. Hit the lower band, it went way past the band and it went above it. And that's what I think is going to happen within the next 6 months. So I'm expecting this sort of move here. So this here, I'm expecting it to go up. I'm expecting us to have a 30 to 50% correction at some point and it drop back down, and everyone will be panicking then, and everyone will be saying this is the end, this is the 4-year bear cycle, and then we're going to see a huge run up, like huge. Like I'm talking, it's going to be crazy. Now you may think, Glenn, you're just drinking hopium, and I may be, but this is what the data is telling me, and I'm going to follow the data. And if you look at all the money where the money is going, you follow the money and you copy what they're doing, because there's a lot of money being pumped into Bitcoin and Bitcoin exchanges. And if you look at the amount of stable coins that are being printed, usually that means that there's going to be a huge run up because they're printing more coins due to the demand. Once that demand then goes back into Bitcoin, again, we're going to have a huge run up. So everything is telling me that this is the most likely outcome. So I'm not just listening to other YouTubers. A lot of them at the moment are saying, oh my God, this is it. We're going to go down to 15K. This is a 4-year bear market now. Try not to, just keep an eye on the data and follow the data. And we have to say that the last 10 times that this opportunity has arisen, it has been a perfect time to buy. And we are there again. We are there right now, today. So that's really it, guys. That's what I've got to show you. I hope you guys have liked that. I hope I've explained it well enough. I know sometimes I don't use my words correctly. I get too excited and I start to mumble. But hopefully that gives you a bit of confidence with everything that's going on. Now, if you buy Bitcoin today and you put in 100 times leverage trade that you think it's going to go up from now, and the price of Bitcoin drops like it has done whilst we've been on this video, it's just dropped $200, then that's up to you. That's the risk you're taking. Remember, when the higher the multiplier of the margin you're doing, the shorter time frame you're looking at. So if you do 100 times, you're essentially looking at sort of like a probably not even a week of the price. When it moves, you're either going to get liquidated or you're going to be really rich. So you know, I can't comment on very short time periods, but what I can say is, based on the history, based on the data, based on the momentum, it looks like everything's pointing towards it going well above $100,000. I believe we're going to sort of hit around the 300k, and what we're going to have is the amount that Bitcoin is worth today. We are going to see swings of that daily. Now that sounds crazy, but you think when it gets to 300k, a 10% dip will be 30k. Well, we're at 30k now. So that means that we are going to see swings either way of thousands of dollars for it to achieve over $100,000. That is how it's going to have to be. And you may think, well, that's ridiculous, but look at it. You know, it used to trade around $10 and it's just dropped $200 whilst you've been watching this video. So it can happen, and I believe it will happen. And amongst all of that, I am offering you free Bitcoin on my live stream on Sunday at what I think is the best buying opportunity of the year. I cannot give you more than that. That's it from me, guys. If you've liked this content, again, don't forget to smash up that like button. If you're new to this channel, please click subscribe. Share this video with as many friends as you know. If you want to protect your wealth, if you want to gain money this year rather than lose money like everyone else is in every other market, tell them to watch this video, and hopefully it will, even if it only affects 10% of people out there, we may get 10% of people then contacting us in a year's time saying, Glenn, you've helped me buy a dream home. You've helped me and my family move. So I hope that is the case. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me. And I'll see you this Sunday for my live stream. It'll be in the afternoon. So it'll be after 6 p.m. I can't guarantee exactly when because I have a busy life. But I will post it on my social medias, Twitter and Telegram, when I'm going to go live. And we're going to give away those 10 codes where I'm going to give away $500 worth of Bitcoin for free. So that's it from me, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.